inside. Once again, I'm at the bins, but today my pickup is kind of interesting. The whole place was filled with these craft vinyl pieces of every conceivable kind of color and texture. So this whole basket full of these things and a few other things was about $14. Now, I don't know what I'm going to do with this, but I do have a laser cutter, so I can do some designs and then cut these things into very precision shapes and lettering and stuff like that. So I think it's always good to have supplies when you have equipment like that. I know people have those pre-cut machines, and this stuff would work for them too. By the pound, this is like $5 a piece for these things. The price is on it. Look, $5.99. I don't know if you can resell that in the secondary market anywhere near that, but this is such a cheap deal. I'm going to grab them. So today or yesterday, a buddy of mine picked this up at an estate sale. It's a number 3 skillet, and on the handle it says Hemingway's. I thought it might be a modern skillet just because of the way the handle looks on the upper side, but when you look at it underneath, that's kind of a BSR design. So it's like a BSR, but it's slightly modified, has a full pronounced heat ring with a number 3 in there. And I was trying to figure out, looks like a BSR. A little bit of research online shows that people consider this to be a BSR piece that was made for a restaurant called Hemingway's. So there's a seafood restaurant in Providence, Rhode Island called Hemingway's, and that's where they think this thing is attributed to. The problem I have is that BSR went out of business many, many years ago, and I don't have evidence that this Hemingway's restaurant was around back then. I've got to query into the restaurant itself to find out if they actually did use skillets like these. But all my research online has just shown that people kind of normally associate it with this restaurant, but there's no real details on that. Unlike the Pity Pat's Porch, where we know they were actually selling those skillets in the restaurant, and they acknowledged it. So a little bit more research needs to be done on this, and I'll put this in the e-tank and we'll see if it'll clean up. There's people all over the place, of course, claiming that it's, pretty high in value. My friend, shout out to Gene, he got it for $20 and just passed it on to me at his cost, which was really nice. So I'm going to clean it up, and if you have any additional information on this, feel free to let me know. Leave something in the comments. So today I was looking on Facebook Marketplace, and I saw a set of cast iron pots and pans for $150. So looking at them over, it doesn't look all of that special, right? Your basic ones look like lodges. This doesn't look like a lodge lid. Probably an Asian lid. This is probably an 1891. I doubt it's an original, but you never know. But it's a Wagner, a later Wagner. And a chicken fry or two. Nothing special. This big one is the one that was interesting. So I asked the woman, do you have any pictures of the underside? And so she sent me pictures of the underside. Let me show you what I got there. So here's the pictures that she sent, right? So you got a 3-notch lodge, number 8, nothing special there. There's our Wagner 1891 as we suspected. This is another 3-notch lodge, nothing special. Another number 8, I guess a 3-notch lodge chicken fryer with a Asian lid. And then we come to this. Look at that. A number 10 Lodge Arc logo. So she was asking $150 for the whole lot. Now the rest of them are probably not worth hardly anything, but this puppy, number 10 arch logo, that's what we want. So I just said, how about $100 for the lot? And she took it. So I'm going to go over there and try to grab this right now. That is really cool. I've been trying to collect a set of ARC logos, and I don't think I have a number 10. So this will be a great one for my collection. So let's see if we can grab it. All right, I'm back from my cast iron hunt off of Facebook Marketplace. Went to the North Shore of Lake Pontchartrain to pick up some cast iron, and mission accomplished there. I will share those in a second. And here I am crossing Lake Pontchartrain, heading back into New Orleans. Beautiful Saturday. It's actually Jazz Fest weekend, so it's pretty light traffic-wise because I think everybody is at the festival. All right, so back from my Facebook Marketplace adventure. Let's take a look in the light and see how I did. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 skillets and 1 lid. So this lid, I really don't know what it is. I don't think it goes with any of these. It could be an American-made lid. I don't recognize the design, so I assume it's modern and Asian. But it's nice quality, but I think it's machine-made. If you know what this is, let me know. Okay, let's move on. We got a number 3 here. Obviously, a Lodge 3-notch, relatively early because it doesn't have SK, H2 mold mark in the shift, and you can see the 3 notches. A fairly basic 3-notch Lodge. Pretty well used, and it's got a nice amount of seasoning on it, but it's a little bit rough. It could be cleaned up, could be stripped and re-seasoned, but it's not bad. Okay, we got a number 5 here. This thing is definitely got some age on it. Look at that, and use. So that's another 3-notch Lodge, we can tell. Possibly for the same age as the number 3, maybe even got bought together. You can't really see from the markings. Pretty darn well used for sure. Probably could be cleaned up because it's pretty gunky, but nothing special about them. None of the, I wouldn't normally buy any of these unless they were like really cheap. When I saw this with the handle, I thought, okay, that's an 1891, a Wagner, but not an early one. And of course, when it says 1891 on it, you know it was made from 1991 because it was an anniversary model. It's a nice skillet though, and it's pretty darn smooth, and it's a good skillet to use. This one probably needs to be completely stripped and re-seasoned, but it's nice. It's pretty nice. Chicken fryer. Your basic Lodge chicken fryer. Pretty darn nice on the inside, even though there's a little bit of rusting. I don't see any pitting or anything. Another early 3-notch Lodge with a hand-scribed 8. That's kind of cool. Look at all these weird marks on it. Look at that. Like somebody tried to probably scrape the seasoning off. Look at that. They tried to clean it. I mean, that's weird scrapes in the... This thing was probably really gunked up. This could be very old, definitely quite used. A neat old piece, but nothing special, right? So this is what I came for. And it's looks like your basic Lodge, except the bigger pour spouts kind of made me go, I'd love to see the underside of that. It's thinner than a typical Lodge, which kind of indicates that it's got some age on it. You can see it's got the traditional Lodge handle, the teardrop thing. But what was cool about it is it actually has the ARC logo on it. So this is a no-notch Lodge, very early, with the ARC logo. The only thing that would make this nicer is if it had a raised 10 on it. You know, the only thing, this is right about that time when they stopped using the raised numbers. But look at that. That's beautiful. This is quite a catch, I think. This is you can even see it's got some sulfur pitting on it. Really beautiful pan, well used. I didn't see. Oh, is that a crack? Please don't tell me there's a crack. And there's a little thing there, but I don't think it's a crack. I did look at it when I was at the lady's house just to see, but you know, hard to tell when you're put on the spot, but very nice. So I paid, she was asking $150 for everything. And I just offered her 100 and she took it. And I had to drive about 50 miles round trip, maybe a little bit more than that, 60 miles. So, it was a good hour and a half drive, but not too far away. And for an early ARC logo like this, I think that's a pretty neat. It's very rare to find these early lodges with the lodge name on them, so I think that's pretty cool. So another one for the collection. I don't think I have a number 10. I do think I have a number 9. So this is a really nice piece. We'll see what all these look like when I get a chance to clean them up. I want to thank everybody for tuning in and enjoying the video series and supporting me thus far by subscribing and clicking like and all of that. And if you want to catch me on TikTok, sometimes I have previews of what I'm working on that I haven't published lately. That's at TikTok/@WisdomStudio. And if you're on Facebook, look up the group Vintage Cast Iron Hunting, Restoration, Identification, and Sales. And until next time,